live. Okay, well, I guess this is live. Sorry for the momentary stupid staring. Making sure this thing was fucking live. Anywho. I guess it's, Wednesday? Damn near close to the middle of February. And for all of you people out there that celebrate Valentine's Day, y'all are fools. Valentine's Day is a Hallmark holiday. Sorry for the sloppy look. Not exactly tip-top shape this morning or this afternoon. Morning for me, but I figured, what the hell, I'll give this live crap a shot. See if it's worth the trouble or whatever. Kind of a okay. I'm still alive, and sorry about that pop-up notification restrictions or whatever. Not made for everybody, all the viewers. I'm sorry if you're not one of the viewers that enjoys what you see, and if that's the case, there's an easy remedy for that. Change to a different freaking channel. Okay? If you don't like what you see, you're an old enough person to be able to change channel. You don't need to sit there and be offended if it's offending to you. People today are becoming too sissified, excuse the expression. Y'all are becoming too much of a too many of you out there trying to become victims for no fucking reason other than to have sympathy and notoriety and whatever twisted, demented sense that you get out of it because you're not getting enough attention from whoever else that's around you that, you know, y'all need to do what you need to do to make yourself happy. Don't worry about what everybody else is doing, because you are not everybody else. Everybody's an individual with their own sense of direction and responsibility and all that other crap. Anyways, come on here. I don't want to play right now, Dingo. Sorry. The little dog here is wanting to play. And I'm not, so. Anyways. Bit of a cloudy, overcast day outside today, which is why I figured we'll try this live nonsense and give me an idea on if this is something I want to do in the future or say F it and stick to just doing the videos. in case y'all are wondering, this is exactly what it looks like. I'm not going to explain it to you or give those people out there that are trying to cause people problems to say it out loud. It is what it is, and if you know what it is, then good for you. This is one of those states that it is legal to do it in. So, if it's legal, why not partake? A lot safer than drinking. Never understood the point of that. It's okay to drink and go out and kill people because you're drunk, but it's not legal to sit here and smoke something that is medically beneficial for you, as well as keeping you from doing stupid stuff to harm other people. Negative effects to this would be you get sleepy, you take a nap, you get hungry, you eat something. And for most of us, it just helps to alleviate a lot of unnecessary stress and unnecessary headaches. It's our sense of stress reliever. And believe me, it does that quite well. You don't have to worry about going out and getting into a car accident or mutilating people or any of that other stuff that you get with alcoholic or alcohol-based beverages. So, anyways, I guess I figured to give this live stream a shot. See if it's my cup of tea or not. I don't mind doing the videos. I kind of enjoy doing that. But it's kind of hard to do a live video e-biking. So, until I can figure out an alternative middle ground for e-biking and doing a live stream, then I will experiment and try out different things on this. As far as, I guess, connecting to people or reaching people or giving y'all something to do to entertain your lives or momentary times in your life or your day. And if anybody's paying any attention, all those things you see in the background are actually movies and TV shows. They're not books, and it's not porno or whatever demented stuff you weirdos out there are automatically jumping to. It's your typical, movies. Everything everybody's seen, theaters and on TV. Ain't nothing perverted about it, and ain't nothing twisted about it. I just happen to like being entertained visually. Take me away from my, worries of the day, even if it is for only a half an hour to 2 hours or whatever. I'm like you guys, I just need a little distraction from life from time to time. Life isn't exactly always fun and enjoyable, so you do what you gotta do to kind of help make it suck less. And for all of you people who have watched enough of my videos to know, I've got an Aussie and a wild dingo. Always talking shit, you guys. You're always talking shit. Anyways. Look who's decided to join us. It's a wild dingo. The little baby eater. Mm. You eat any babies today, buddy? Huh? No, not yet. For those of you who are old enough to remember that, there was back in the, I believe, 80s, a lady in Australia. She was out doing her laundry or whatever and had her kid in its bassinet inside its room, right next to a open window, and a wild dingo, which is an Australian dog, so to speak, the best way I could relate it to you. It's a wild dog. Shut up. And it ended up snatching this lady's baby out of its crib and running off to its den, which was a cave, and consuming it. Well, the lady kept saying that a wild dingo ate her baby when she was reporting it. Nobody believed her. They all thought she was wacko, spent too much time out there in the sun or whatever, and convicted her of killing her kid. Well, a little time later, I guess there was a hiker or a hunter or whatever, happened to be out in the area where the dingo had its den, and went into the den and found the skeletal remains as well as the clothes it was wearing, the child, when it was abducted. Long story short, the lady ended up being freed because her story was true. And thus the expression that I'm sure some of you have heard so many times over the decades, that dingo ate your baby. Well, I always thought that was kind of a cool name for a wild dog, so kind of stuck. And my little dingo's got the mentality to be that big. Well, not actually eating people, but hey, I'm talking here. Anyways, I told you, I don't want to play right now, buddy. Go ask Aussie to play with you. He's just sitting there chilling. Don't give me that look. I don't want to play. I don't want to play, little dude. I don't care. Let's take a look at this wild, overcast day. And any of you who are paying attention, we'll see. Shut up! We'll see a little bit of blue in the sky, but this is actually for out here, this is actually a really overcast day. Not like up north and back east, but considering out here, we're usually clear skies regardless for 300 plus days out of the year. Dude, I told you, I don't want to play. Anyways, for 300 plus days out of the year, we're usually perfectly clear sky days. Warm during the day, and a little cooler at night. For the winter, we're in the 80s right now, let's put it that way, February. At night, it'll probably drop down to 40s, 50s, somewhere in that area. Which I know some of you are going to sit there and say, oh, how horrible for you. Our high today was 30 degrees. Well, you know what? You're a moron, because no one told you to live up there in the north in the cold, okay? I'm from the Midwest, and I decided to move out here to the desert where it's hot for a reason. It's not so bad during the winter. Summertime, it's not that bad either. You get high humidity. Out here, our high humidity will last maybe 2 to 4 weeks out of the year. And that's usually during the rainy season, which is towards the end of summer. Let's say mid-July, August, in that area. Now, it does get a little hot out here. You know, you're looking at 6, 7 months where it's over 100 degrees every day. We do get stretches where it's 110 to 120, which is just fine with me, because we got plenty of pools out here. If you're one of them types that's like, oh, that's just too hot, you know, go jump in the pool. Everybody out here's got AC, so it's not like we're sitting here in a fucking house sweating our balls off even though it's hot outside. Okay? Here's the wild dingo. Hey. Anyways. Cold weather, I don't see the point of that. I've lived through it. I've done my time in it. There's no practicality to it. I mean, you can sit there and layer up on clothes as much as you want, and I guarantee you there's still going to be something on you fucking cold. Out here, yeah, it's hot, but you know what? Like I said, you got the alternatives. Jump in the pool, do a little swimming, go inside anywhere, and there's AC, okay? So, but you're not sweating your ass off like you would in most places with that humidity and heat. I mean, I could walk from here to the mailbox, which is about a block away, and come back and still be dry. You do that stuff back east or wherever, and I guarantee you by the time you get back, you look like you just jumped into the pool with all your clothes on. And that is ridiculous. I don't see how people in Florida can tolerate it. I mean, fuck. You got water on both sides of you for the whole year. Anyways. Yes, I've been to Florida, so I know exactly what I'm talking about. Anyways. Well, I'm glad. Hello, everybody that's joined. I'm glad to see that you have joined and decided to occupy your time with my ugly face. It's something to do, I guess. Something to entertain ourselves with. If this isn't your cup of tea, then like I said, find somewhere else to entertain yourself with. If it is, I'm glad you joined us. Enjoy. If there's anything you want me to acknowledge, then feel free to type it up, and if I'm paying attention, I'll do what I can to do it. Shout out to. Hi, everybody out there. Hello. Anyways. Me and my white ass fucking beard. In case people are wondering, I'm not as old as this white beard gives off. And I'm not as young as you might think either, so. But this white beard has fortunately been the color of my facial hair for quite some time. The rest of my hair, like you can tell, is natural hair color. Dirty blonde look. But this, with the exception of my mustache, has gone white. About, I don't know, maybe 2 decades ago. Initially, I was a little shy about growing it out, but as you get older, you kind of say fuck it, and get to be a little proud of it, I guess. A little badge of honor. Ooh. Tell you what. That does the trick. Another little tidbit of knowledge for all you people out there who are excuse the expression, but marijuana Nazis. It's more of a medical cure or treatment than a lot of your pharmaceutical shit is. This is natural, no artificial ingredients included. Not to make you addicted to. Unlike the pharmaceuticals who will sit there and sell you something that is half cure and half additional ailment problems or potential health hazards. Here, take this pill if you want to get rid of this, but it may cause a laundry list of side effects. Shut up. Or if you stop taking this pill, you can die because of your body becoming so dependent on the chemical or additives in it that without it, it's worse than going through whatever withdrawals you can think of. Negative drugs, you know. I'm not going to name the names here. Y'all know what I mean. So, anyways, for all of you who know your history and actually have opened a book in your life and studied a little bit of something at some point, would know about 100 years ago, marijuana was actually legal. And had been that way for thousands and thousands of years over many cultures throughout the world. Which should tell you something right there. If the Egyptians were rolling this crap thousands of years ago, and they knew the beneficial side effects to it, why would you stop doing it? Why would you get rid of a cure or a remedy that does more good than it does harm? But back in the, what was it? I would say 1930s, 1940s, some asshole decided, since the prohibition didn't work out that great, which doesn't make sense to me. I mean, that would have been the perfect thing to ban. But since they tried it and it didn't quite hold, because people were going out and drinking anyways, drinking stuff that was purposely poisoned by the government to cause deaths, these assholes would go out and still drink it and die. So they revoked the prohibition. Well, there's one uptight asshole in the government that, since the prohibition didn't work out his way, shut up! Since the prohibition didn't work out his way, he would find something else to ban in the hopes of getting his name or getting some notoriety to his name. And the funny thing is, I don't even remember what the guy's name is. But I'm sure some of you do, and I don't really care. Keep it to yourselves. But this idiot, like another idiot that we have in office at this time and juncture, year 2026, he was more concerned about making a name for himself or getting the recognition that he so desperately needed in his life because he was lacking any self-worth, like Trump. Anyways, he figured he would ban something and decades, centuries later would be praised as being whatever demented, twisted hero he thought he was, but he isn't. Instead, they banned marijuana. They made it illegal on a government level. Regardless, it was a wrong move. Because you don't hear about people dying from an overdose of marijuana. What happened to him, Tom? Oh, he smoked too many of those funny cigarettes and got too hungry and exploded, or too tired and just stopped living. No. But alcohol, you can go out and you can buy it and get behind the wheel and go driving down the highway as fast as you want and run into somebody and kill or seriously injure people and get nothing more than a slap on the wrist. A little prison time, big deal. You know, this a-hole that wanted to drink and drive kills a family of 4 and affects everybody that knew them and the rest of their family. And all he gets is a slap on the wrist. He gets to spend a few years with a roof over his head, 3 meals a day, and a place to sleep. Yeah, that doesn't seem right. Anyways, I'll get off that soapbox. For those of us that are out there that just noticed what I was doing, would notice when you got a hole in your cigarette or a broken cigarette, you go to try to smoke it, you're not really getting shit out of it. Except non-smoked air. Which defeats the purpose of a cigarette. The one I lit up before this one had broken. It was broken. Whatever. So, thus, lighten up a new one. It's still working. Or not broken, I should say. Anyways, for those of you who are followers to my new channel, thank you. This is a little different from what I'm usually doing as far as in my videos. Usually I'm not in front of the camera. Instead, the camera is filming from my point of view what I'm seeing as I'm cruising around on my bike, or one of my bikes. I got 2, so and it's usually just to, give you folks a chance to see something that you either wouldn't normally see. For those of you who are in this area, shut up! For those of you who are in this area that don't usually get to see the things I get to show you on my TikTok channel, and I do have a YouTube and Instagram and all that other crap, so they're all under the same handle. So you can always check out other, those other platforms if you would like to see something on there that I don't have on this platform. It would help me out tremendously. Like I said, I'm kind of trying to grow this audience of mine a little more. And I know it's going to take time, and I'm not in a big rush, hopefully. And if I do get a little bit of recognition, good. I'm not expecting to be some well-known, famous person or whatever, creator. It's not my cup of tea. happens to go that way, I'll deal with it. If not, it's just giving me something to do to kind of my outlet for expressing myself, I guess. And I'm sure there's a lot of people, like I said, a lot of you people that don't get the chance to be out in this area who are stuck in a worse area than I'm in. And believe me, I love the heat, so don't let you think that I'm here and I'm suffering. I'm not. This is enjoyable. I came out here for this kind of environment. But for those of you who are stuck in an environment where you're stuck there for whatever reason, you don't have the financial means to move to an area that would be more adequately suitable for yourselves, climatically, you know, or for those of you who have obligations that don't have that opportunity to just up and move whenever you want. I understand. Which is why I do the videos, give you guys a sense of being able to step out of your dismal realities for just a little bit of time. Give you a chance to enjoy what a clear, sunny, nice day would actually look like, you know. Like I said, back east, a lot of times during the winters, you're going 6-7 months where all you would see is miserably depressing, cloudy weather. You get that cabin fever, you get those miserable, dark thoughts, and you can't help but to look forward to spring and summer. Well, spring and fall for about 2 weeks in each of those seasons is where it's actually decent. The rest of the time, you're either miserable from sweating to death from the humidity, or you got the wind chill and you're freezing your butt off, and you can't win. And then if you got allergies, you know, those 2 weeks during the spring and fall when it's actually nice out isn't good for you, because that's when things are pollinating, or a lot of times when your allergies kick up, so it's even miserable than the rest of the time of the year. Which is kind of why I moved here. I'm one of those unfortunate few that suffers from allergies. And I found that even though where I'm at now, we've got continuous blooming and dust and pollen and that kind of crap, which is what I'm allergic to, year round. Well, to be honest, a little trick, you can build a tolerance to it to where it doesn't affect you as much if you do it in the right dosage. Me, I've managed to do it in the right dosage to where my allergies very rarely affect me at all throughout the year. And when it does, it's noticeable. It's like, oh, I'm not sick, that's just, you know, I'm sneezing because of allergies. You know, I'm not sneezing because I'm coming down with whatever. It's, you know. Anyways, sorry for me looking that way so much. I got the door open, and I'm kind of wanting to go out and be outside. I don't like being stuck inside for too long, for too much of the time, because, like I said, with where I'm at, since the weather's so nice, it's usually a good thing to be outside and enjoying the weather. But since it's an overcast day and I'm kind of feeling a little lazy today, don't really feel like going out there. At least not yet. Excuse me. Sorry for looking at the camera a little weirdly at you folks. Just checking out what's scrolling on the screen at the bottom. Not giving you some weirdo look. Anyways, is there anything anybody out there would like to know, ask questions. I mean, like I said, I'm trying to pay attention to the scrolling at the bottom, so ask away if there's something you want to know, and I will try to respond. If I don't notice it right away, ask it a few times, and eventually I'll spot it and get to it. Anything good going on out there, Dingo? Anything worth noting? No? Well, you let me know if you spot something, okay, buddy? As long as it's not a little baby. Because we know you've got to limit your diet on babies, Dingo. No, my dog does not really eat babies, in case any of you are wondering. I guess, like I was saying, there was an old situation back in the 80s with an Australian lady that, if any of you who are old enough would remember or recollect, knows the true story behind it. I'm not going to explain it again. If you want to hear the explanation the first time, go back, check earlier in this video. Anyways. Like I said, people, just make I'm still kind of trying to get used to this live streaming stuff, so kind of bear with me while I get accustomed to what I'm doing here and what I'm looking at. But I hope it does, I guess, bring you some sort of entertainment. Something about Mimi, what? Sorry, I'm trying to read the red banner of messages across the top there, and I've got it, as you can see, I've got it sideways, so when I see it, it's coming across lengthwise instead of so I'm trying to read that as what was entertain you folks. Come up here. Come up here. Come on. Do you want to get up here or not? Here's the infamous Dingo. The infamous baby Ailer. Say hi. Hey, buddy. Look. Look up here. Say hi. He's my little lovable buddy. Yes, he is. Yeah. I know, buddy. Come on. You just love the attention. I know. For any of you folks out there that are dog lovers, then you know how it is. You know, you get one of those dogs that are just needing attention all the time. And then you got the other one who doesn't really give a hoot and just kind of chills in the background until he needs something. Which Dingo, the young one, the one that was just here, is going to be 5. The other one will be 15 here shortly. It's kind of the, I guess, average age for a Chihuahua. Noticed there's something in the news, I guess, a little while back, about one that lived to be 20 or 22 years old, which is an awfully long time. And believe me, I love my dogs. I want them to be around for as long as they can. Anyways. For those of you who are in areas that you can't enjoy this, I feel bad for you. Believe me. It wasn't always acceptable as it is nowadays, but if you can, enjoy it while you can. It does wonders for your glaucoma and your arthritis. Speaking of which, for those of you who do have arthritis, cold weather is the worst place you can be at. Believe me. I've got a bad knee and I was in pain just about every day when I lived back east. So I moved out here a couple of decades ago, and like my allergies, my arthritis very rarely acts up. But you kind of have to work on rebuilding that muscle and cartilage and stuff like that in those joints by use. And you can't really do that if it hurts too much to use. That's usually coming from where you're at. It's usually because of the climate. Whether it's too cold, too much humidity, moisture, that kind of stuff, or a combination of both. Move to the desert area and you'll be surprised at how much of a difference it makes in those physical limitations of yours. If it wasn't so bright out right now, a lot of you that have noticed, I've got lights strung up all over the place, including up on the ceiling. But as you can tell, I've got lights strung up all over the place, and there's a reason for that. When it is dark out, it does look a little more relaxing, I guess, if that makes any sense. More festive, I guess. Excuse me. For those of you who are subscribers or followers and have watched a few of my videos, is there any places you would like me to go to next that you would like to see, in those videos? I've just been hitting up places that I thought looked kind of cool and figured I would post them there. Let you guys see what some of the sites that would normally not be seen by everybody. Would any of you guys like to see any specific things in here, out here in Phoenix? I mean, within reason. Don't be out there sending me on some wild goose chase to go check out something that is impossible to find or doesn't exist. Because, you know, if it's within the means of getting there and back, then yeah, I'll give it a thought and possibly do it. Hello. Hi, everybody. All of you who are out there. Everybody that's just joined, I guess. Welcome. If there's something you want to ask me, then have at it. Well, if you just got here, then here's what's going on. I'm not gonna read off every title on there or every comment. I don't know if that's supposed to be a good thing or a bad thing, that one comment down there that I'm not gonna read. But anyways, what's going on is just basically this is live feed 1 of this channel. Most of the time, it's usually what you see on this channel will be places I've been, pictures, things that I thought were cool or enjoyable, or e-bike rides, you know, places that not everybody gets to see or enjoy. Or at least a perspective of a person on a bike that a lot of you don't get to see because you're too busy driving in your cars. And believe me, some of you people need to seriously learn how to drive, or at least pay attention when you're driving. I've had too many incidences of being walking or on a bike or whatever, not behind the wheel of a vehicle, that I've gotten into accidents because some idiot wasn't paying attention. They were more concerned about wherever they needed to get to because they were running late because of their incompetence to plan out their day better, you know. Anyways, not here to fucking harp on you guys about it. Truth or dare? Truth or dare what? Either or, I'll let you pick it. Whoever sent that one, truth or dare. I'll let you pick truth or dare. Really? You love my name, huh? Well, it's a pretty common name, so. Comment on there from somebody who said, yeah, I love my name too. Anyways. I'm gonna do one thing here, y'all. Oops. Fix this so I can read it a little more better instead of having to sit here all cockeyed and staring at the camera all weird looking and shit. So I'll set this up so I can read it while y'all are typing in and everything else. I would prefer it to be the other way. That way at least you get to see more of the what's going on, but whatever. Kind of hard to read it sideways and still do a video without looking all weird. And for those of you knuckleheads out there that are going to say something about my beard, yeah, I know it's white and I look like freaking Santa Claus or whatever. Get over it. He stole the look from me, not the other way around. Not to mention, if you think about it, Kris Kringle, Santa Claus, my name being Chris, come on. Who's the real thief here? Some make-believe person that died 1,000 years ago, or me? Anyways, that don't make sense. Anyways, for those of you who don't know, you can find me on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all the other things too. Same handle, in case y'all want to go check out those other places. I do have other stuff on other channels that look so good. I'm jealous. I can't grow a nice beard like that. Well, I feel sorry for you. And believe me, I do. There are people out there who are genetically inadaptive to being able to grow an effective beard. It looks all splotchy and yeah. But yeah, I do truly feel sorry for those of you who can't grow a beard. This is fortunately au naturel for me. Could be because of genetics and hereditary descendants and that kind of crap. Genealogy. Anyways, sorry for keep looking out the other way. And like I said, I'm so eager to just get out and enjoy the weather. I mean, it's not raining, it's not cold, but it is an overcast day, and I get this desire to be outside. It's kind of difficult to be stuck inside when it's so nice, you know? So many areas around this country right now that if you don't have this nice weather, you know, you're stuck inside because it's snowing or it's too cold, it's raining, it's, you know, this or that or whatever, or you just don't have the, you know, chance to go out and explore and, you know, the money, the transportation, the mobility. But like I said, I'll make do with this, I guess, for now. And in case y'all are wondering, this is Phoenix, so it is nice here. This is it. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna, no, sorry. No. I'm not gonna get into that. Nobody wants to hear my life story, so you want to find out more about it, look at my other stations, my other channels. Watch my videos. You'll get to know what you need to know from those. And that's all I'm willing to show you. I'm just one of the type of people who like to have private lives, you know. I'm not willing to get too into depth on certain things, but what I'm willing to show you is what you're going to see. Anyways, like I was saying, this is Phoenix, so if any of you who are familiar with Phoenix would like to see specific things, more trips on the canal, more residential cruising, maybe some hiking or, you know, that kind of stuff along the mountains that we have out here. And believe me, we're surrounded by mountains, so they're not too far off from where I'm at. You want to see me cruising around downtown? You know, give me some ideas, people. Let me know the kind of stuff you would like to see, and I will try to accommodate you in the best that I can, within reason. I'm glad you understand. Anyways, for those of you who enjoy this stuff or know people who would enjoy, my normal videos or pictures or whatever, feel free to let them know. I mean, don't be shy. Don't try to keep me all to yourselves, because, like I said, I'm here to entertain as many of you as I can, and I'm not expecting anything more than just a means of expressing myself and a means of entertaining you people. Because not everybody has a chance to be able to enjoy things. A lot of people are a little more in adept to being able to capture some things, I guess. Anyways. And I will not give out any ideas on where you can expect to see me in the future. Wherever I happen to be, I just happen to be. Yeah, what's your song? Anyways, wherever I happen to be, if you happen to see me, recognize me, cool for you. If it looks like I'm in the mood, come and say hi. Yeah. Well, good for you, Polanaki. Yeah, well, I might come back someday too, so enjoy your rest. 8 hours ahead, huh? So you're talking, European region, that area? Okay. Anyways, I guess it noted some inactivity, so it needed to make sure I was still here. I am. Anyways. Hello out there. Is there anybody out there? Anyways, let's take a look outside and see how miserable it looks. Wow. Pretty cloudy. Quit your yapping. Wow.